Properties. Use condenser microphone. Now it's working. Perfect. The YouTube stream is running. I do not have to worry about that. Hey, Freshkey. Let's see. We have 8 a.m. in 8 minutes. Then I usually start. Alright, see you later then. Alright, let's wait for this candle to close. Ideally, I would like it to close below this candle slow right here for the continuation move. I already entered short initially from the midnight level paired with this bearish fair value gap. I got stopped out with one contract. The other one I had my stop loss a little bit up higher and secured profits on that one already. Let's see, because on Discord I called out the 2022 YouTube model. Right here, if we go over to trade ideas, that's only for the VIP members. So if you're not a VIP member, that's why. Let me make sure that it's also showing that on. Yep, it's showing it right here at potential 2022 model on AES 2 hours ago. Right here, that's when I got the entry right here on this bearish fair value gap. And I had my first profit taken right here, and the second profit has already been hit. So that played out very well, and I took that on my funded account. So yeah, VIP is definitely worth it. Just want to say it. And if you don't want interrupted live streams on YouTube with advertising and a big delay, that's the way to go. Especially if I lower down to the 1 minute time frame, it's very important for you to actually see where I execute. So let's see where that takes us. We closed below with no wick to the downside, also no wick to the upside. We had the same thing here. That helps me to identify, or at least that's telling me that order flow is pretty bearish. Right now, let me pull Discord over and check out the live stream. You also went short. Nice arrow. Based on what? So in 4 minutes, we get a new hourly candle. Therefore, I think it makes sense to check the hourly time frame here quickly. The hourly candle is super bearish. And yeah, I just want to see how much potential this entire trade has. We have the current low of the day right here. We already swept Asia's sell side. This is our current low. I want to make this in a size 12. Right, middle. Here we have our high. Ah, come on. This is our current high, 12, middle, right. Just so for our ranges, we have the midnight level, we are below that. We haven't had the 8:30 opening yet. We swept Asia's sell side during London at 2 a.m. So this is our current low, London session low, London session high. We had our 2022 model up here. with our market structure shift, but we already talked about that. I sent the alert out on Discord. Middle. So now we have our liquidity. 12, middle, right. And ideally, I want to see price to return into a discount from yesterday's expansion. So yeah, this 1 hour fair value gap to me right here looks very juicy in terms of higher time frame analysis. So if we break it down to the 15, we can trim that down a little to this one, and now we'll go back to the 5. Somewhere inside that area at least. So now we have 2 minutes left until the New York Open. 8 a.m. Open, not New York Open. Nice. You sound like me, Arrow. Yeah, candle with no wicks, that's... Let me head back to the chat and let everyone know that we are streaming live. Where's your take profit target, Arrow? Alright, 30 seconds until the 8 a.m. Open. Let's see. Give it some room to breathe. 66.25. Yeah, that's also one of my TPs. But really, I want to see it break through that. Alright, so 8 a.m. opened up. New hourly candle. If we check the hourly time frame, looking pretty bearish. But we have some room to for this candle to retrace. We have a 15-minute order block right here. So we're going to point that out. On a 5-minute, we have plenty of fair value gaps that we could react from. We already tapped the fair value gap right here, and we delivered into sell side. Center. Let's see if we break. Make or break here. Now we have equal lows. I don't like this fair value gap because it hasn't been respected at all. This is our 15-minute order block. Let's see, from high to low, 50%. So if we get in the upper fair value gap, again, I would like to add to my position. have a quick look at NQ here for a second, and Q already cleared the Asia session low. Yes, it already did that. Or London session low. Alright, let me pull up orders to my other monitor.
Order filled.
Alright, we're filled with both contracts now. Let's see if this order block is being respected, and if we continue to push into lower targets. Going to take a partial if we break these equal lows. And the next target obviously would be all the way down here. Let's see what 8 AM wants to do, if it wants to spoof us out and quickly pump up above these fair value gaps. Go for some buy side liquidity right here, or if we want to continue lower right at 8 AM. So far, so good. We touched the order block and we got rejected. 30 seconds to go on this 5-minute candle. No fair value gap on the 15. 10 minutes to go here. The next 15-minute fair value gap is all the way above here. So let's just see if price wants to continue to go lower. Now we have 9 viewers on YouTube. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We open up with a bullish volume imbalance, but still managing to respect this bearish fair value gap. These two bearish fair value gaps. Let's see what price wants to do this early AM session. I like that we have equal lows, but keep in mind that we also have SMT with NQ. At this point in time, NQ made a lower low, already swept this low on its way to these perfect equal lows, which I think would be a great target for NQ, using a discount fair value gap to continue lower. And these relative equal lows on NQ represent, this low right here on ES at 4362.5. But let's see how willing price is to go lower right now. We have these inefficiencies that ideally will be filled. One-hour time frame. Let me check for structure here quickly. So we make a high, a low, a higher high, theoretically a lower low, but we still manage to break higher. If we break this low, we could look at a breaker formation here to power the retracement into this huge inefficiency. That's really what I'm eyeing here. London already provided or past London provided the 2022 model up here. Not the cleanest delivery, but it still played out. Didn't hit my stop right here at this high. Equal lows. Bullish fair value gap on the 15. We could also see some sort of seek and destroy right here. We sweep lows and we push back up. But only maybe. Check the 1 minute time frame here for a potential reversal setup. Low, lower low. No fair value gap, that's what I like. But we want to see lower prices from here. And no sudden momentum candle to the upside. Like that. There's no fair value gap we could use. This would be our 1 minute breaker block for a continuation long. So yeah, just be a little bit more careful if you in a similar trade. But I think we want to sweep these equal lows because we haven't actually taken the liquidity. Be the easiest thing for price to do right now, unless that's considered having taken that liquidity. Five points from my average entry would take us down here. My first entry came in right here, the second one right here. Let's see. Last 40 seconds of this 5 minute candle. Let's see what it wants to do. We already filled in or closed in this bullish volume imbalance, so that's a first initial good sign. On the 1 minute, we really want to see this break below and no potential support here inside this area because we formed lower lows and lower highs. Yep. Shifted structure, pulled back, and now we could potentially continue higher based on the 1 minute. So let's wait for this candle to close. Not good. But yeah, still the short can play out. We have these inefficiencies that can be filled in. That's what I'm looking forward to. So sort of a SilverBullet continuation setup into sell side. Equal lows. Have a quick look at NQ. Looking good. So here we left the gap open, but we immediately opened with a gap to the downside. Alright, we get some bullish order flow from the downside, so every time we try to reprice lower, we push out. So this is a 2022 model on a 1 minute time frame. We haven't swept liquidity, so let's see if we just do that to fill in these inefficiencies also on the 1 minute time frame. At 8:15, so in 3.5 minutes, we get a new 15-minute candle. So let's wait and see how this 15-minute candle is going to close. This could be time distortion where we sit through the current 15-minute candle waiting for the next one to open to deliver price lower, testing the order block paired with the bearish fair value gaps. We find out soon. keep an eye on NQ, of course. NQ is also in that bottom fair value gap. Similar, but yeah, we have equal lows on ES. Didn't sweep. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so confident in holding the short. And if we fill the top, I even try to get in with one more contract here on that. Potential setup. Unless we get completely, like, if I see a candle close above this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, I'm going to start cutting some risk. I do not like to see that for this bearish setup. That's a 50%. I also want to line that out. We just hit it. So let's wait for this 15 to close. Buy one stop. That volume imbalance remained open. That's our order block, but we know that. 50% right here. 1 minute to go before we get a new 5 and 15-minute candle. Check out the 1 minute here quickly. We've already filled this unfilled gap right here. Volume imbalance to the downside, not filled. Let's see. So now we're in that last minute of the 5 and 15-minute candle. Ideally, I'd like to see this candle close inside this lower bearish fair value gap. Maybe the 50% can hold. We'll see. Time will tell. 20 seconds to go. Do we get good 1 minute bullish order flow? Nah, not really. Bearish volume imbalance on both the 5 and 15-minute time frame. We're in that order block. Looking good. Let's see what price wants to do here. So we closed above this lower bearish fair value gap. So let's see, we theoretically flipped that one into support. New 15-minute candle. No fair value gap on the 15 in this area. We repriced all these inefficiencies left behind on the 5 and 1 minute time frame. Let's see if it wants to take us lower. I'm gonna get rid of the sell limit. I don't wanna get filled another time. If we push up, I might even take a little partial exit, but it's looking good. Close back below the first bearish value gap here would be ideal. Don't want to see support in this area because we seem to be forming higher lows every time here on the 5-minute time frame. And if we go down to the 1, we can see that too. Higher lows putting in place with higher highs. If we look at our most recent price lag, we hit the 50% of that. Let me turn it around here quickly. And also the golden pocket area almost. Let's see. 2.5 minutes to go once again. 1 hour time frame already started to retrace. Keep an eye on the 1 minute here. One push, 2 push, 3 push, potential 3 drives pattern coming in. Patience. Nothing else we can do. Let me check out the YouTube chat. We have any questions? Nope, doesn't look like it. Live chat. Let's see if the YouTube stream is running smoothly. I think it should. No reason for it not to. Might be a little bit laggy, but that's okay, because if you want, a lag-free stream, make sure to check out my Patreon with priority support and also trade signals, because this morning, not this morning, this early afternoon, I mentioned this bearish 2022 mentorship model. So right here we had the market structure shift bearish, not bullish, bearish. And we had a displacement fair value gap as well, right here. Not very clean delivery, we even closed above it, but my stop loss was right here at this high, and we fell short of it by 1 tick actually, and it managed to hit my first partial. I also mentioned that on Discord for the VIP members at the midnight level, and the second take profit has been hit as well, which was this sell side. So let's see how we continue. 13 seconds to go. Let's see if we can get our candle close below here. We already swept 1 low. Now we have equal lows right here. 2, 1. Okay, so we close below. Kind of a good sign, but we want to see the continuation lower. And no push to the upside. Because we still theoretically have this breaker block in place here. Highest up closing candle. That's supporting price here on that stupid 1 minute. Let's see. Nice. So we retested this. No, just gotta be patient. Price is not willing to reveal what it's up to right now. We have reason to believe that we continue lower. But let's find out, I'd say. So we have 2 entries at this point in time. Let me... This is the first position that we took on stream. And prior to that, I think I got in somewhere around this area. Really, if we're looking forward to continue lower, I'm really looking for 5 points on my lowest entry here. Let's see if price wants to give us the opportunity. Open up Discord again. Let's see what we're up to. It's 8:25, so we're gonna get closer and closer to the injection of liquidity at 8:30 a.m. New York local time, which is either going to pump or dump price. I don't like how we've been trading through this. We reject and we push right back into it. That's why I removed my another sell limit order right here. Check out NQ here for a second. NQ is doing exactly the same thing. Not really respecting the PD race we want to see respected. And we get these strong pushes up, cleared some lows. Yeah, let's wait and see how this 5-minute candle is going to close. I will start taking off some risk if we close above this bearish fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. As long as we hold it, I'm fine holding my position as well. My safety stops are at the midnight level and above this high. Let me actually adjust that. But I like how we keep, hitting against this consequent encouragement and rejecting from there. 40 seconds to go. Price is quite volatile right now. We get push up, push down, push up, push down. Let's hope we do not get something like this right here during London. London was really volatile today, really volatile. Four, 3, 2, 1. And we close back at the high. Choppy. 8:25, so that next candle is going to be the 8:30 candle. We still respect that upper bearish fair value gap. Let's check the 15. 15's indecisive right now. It could really do both here. So make sure to manage your risk wisely. I mean, if I would be trading it the way I normally do, we close above, we would look for support. If we would have swept that liquidity, then we close back below, we go back up. So this is just a consolidation before the real move kicks in, likely at 8:30. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. We have equal lows on the 1 minute right here, and we have equal lows on all higher time frames. The London session low and the current 8 a.m. low, so also a hourly low. We kept on retracing for our time frame. Let's see. Let's see. We don't have news at 8:30, so we will see what that injection of volatility or liquidity will do to price. We see that every day at 8:30. We're gonna blow off from here and reprice into our current dealing range So if I draw a Fibonacci, so right here, this is our current daily range, and then I'm gonna use the PD array setting. 50% is right here, lining up with the VWAP. A very few fair value gaps above here that could be filled, but really easiest liquidity to sweep would be this one right here. We will see. Only time will be able to tell. 2.5 minutes to go until 8:30. 15-minute time frame. 1 minute time frame. All right. And once again, we push down. So it's, well, if you're not, well, how do I say that the best? It could be nerve-wracking for a beginner sitting through this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. You need that bit of, yeah, don't care mentality. Whatever happens, happens. It's fine. Could be right, could be wrong. The interesting part is the risk management. We push lower and immediately it's getting bought back up. We push higher and immediately it's being pushed down. So now we're in those last 50 seconds before we see yet another 15-minute candle and also 5 and 1 minute candle. We want to see what the 8:30 injection of volatility does with price. 30 seconds to go. If we close above this bearish fair value gap, I'm going to cut risk and get out of one contract right here. But right now it's just indecisive. So, not going to jump the gun. The likelihood is there. And 8:30. Let's see if it does anything to price. Yep, and it's pushing up higher. So that lower time frame, 1 minute 2022 setup kept on holding price, even though we had these equal lows. Now it's time to see if we close above our bearish fair value gap. If we do, not really that interested anymore. Because then I think price is going for some internal buy side above this high. And we do not have to let or sit in the trade until that's taken. Take an early exit. We still have the midnight level and the VWAP that could potentially resist price here. Let's see. Check out the 1 minute one more time. Incredible how we kept on holding here. Yeah. All right, back on. Era, what are your thoughts? You're still holding on to the trade as well? Yeah, that's my plan as well. If we get a strong close above, like I said, if we close above this bearish fair value gap, I'd take off one contract, otherwise I'd get stopped out. There's worse things than getting stopped out, like poor risk management. So now we have the potential free drives pattern in play. First push, second push, and third push. Engineered liquidity, maybe, who knows? Could also be going for the buy side now. One, two, three. Looking rather bullish. 8:30 opened up. It'd be foolish of me to claim that I know what price is doing 100% of the time, but you don't also have to know that. It's not essential for you to be profitable. Just knowing when it's a good opportunity to engage with price. Yeah, being able to tell the difference between a good and rather lower probability opportunity. That's really what it's all about, and little bits of risk management. So looks like we're gonna close above. I'm ready to get out with one position. But only if we close above. It's an early way for me to tell that price is not willing. Okay, we closed inside. So it's still good. But really right now, 1 minute order flow is pretty bullish. We have this little 1 minute bullish fair value gap. We reprice into it. We continue up higher. And all we did here is the 2022 model. So yeah. Could really see price going for some internal buy side first before continuing lower if it still wants to continue lower. Could be wrong. Same for NQ. But yeah, so far this trade has been a pain in the ass. Not gonna lie. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But yeah, you need that, like I said, don't care mentality. You know it's a higher probability opportunity. You stick to your decision making and let it rock, let it play out, see what happens. If you try to engage now and trying to control the uncontrollable, yeah, chances are high of you getting burned. So we're back now in this little 1 minute 8:30 bullish fair value gap right here. Do you see that? Ideally, we want a break below to run into our equal lows, but now we also have equal highs. I don't know. Let's see what price wants to do. Like I said, I can't predict or control the uncontrollable. So 8:35. Let's hope we get a quick relief. Dump to the downside. Good morning, Agent Smith. Good morning in the morning or in the afternoon, depending where you're at in this world. 5:30 a.m. Not bad. For me, it's, where's the time? 2:30 p.m. But what's time anyway? Up late today, he says. Up, down, up, down, up, down. This is painful. So price is not really putting in nice order flow or respecting anything. So once again, if we close above, I'm going to cut some risk. Every time we try to push down, we push back up. We have equal lows, we have equal lows here, we have equal highs here, and equal highs right here. Keep that in mind too. Unfilled bearish fair value gap, but yeah. VWAP and the New York midnight level to resist or to offer resistance. We have the 8:30 open here. 30 seconds to go for this candle to close. $8:30 open. This trade is really draining. Alright, I'm ready to market exit with one contract if we close above, which it looks like it's gonna do. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we close above.
Order filled.
With one contract. Not interested. Because now we have a inversion fair value gap right here. Just overall a tough trade to be in, and now it's going back in my favor. But it's alright, that's how I manage my risk. And I'd be stupid if I wouldn't do it. Because it is proven it works fine. Just tough conditions. So right now we could also use these fair value gaps for a potential long entry. I'm not going to reverse my position here. I'm still going to stick with the bearish bias. Yeah, just bad timing, I'd say. Price is not willing to clear the equal lows, obviously. So it'd be fair enough to jump into a long until we clear the SPY side. We still have some major resistance though from the VWAP and the New York midnight level. Need a strong push, maybe a 15-minute time frame push to get it back above that. But yeah, we'll see. And if I see it's it's not enough of free pricing of this price lag, I'm happy to enter on another contract or with another contract short. But if it keeps weakening, I'm just gonna stay out until the New York Open. That's how it goes. Because that just confirms for me that price is not ready yet. Check out NQ here. NQ already found resistance. High on ES we leave all these equal highs, but yeah, can't predict the unpredictable right now. Maybe some of you already hopped on long on this inversion fair value gap. We disrespected all this bearish order flow here, seemingly holding support here. It's not really a great risk to reward ratio, but still 3 points until we hit this buy side. Like we said, potential inversion fair value gap here. So let's see what happens at the midnight level. All right. Swept the equal highs. Nothing new, still sitting through kind of painful price action. And now we push lower again, but let's see. I want a nice bearish closing candle for me to add to the position again. Bullish volume imbalance up. Go back to the live stream. Properties. Bros. Where's my banner? Desktop. I said. No, it's still the old banner because Apex doesn't have a 90% going on anymore, at least right now. So let me just switch it back to the old banner until price is doing something interesting. And is that the old banner now? Properties. There we go. Finally, we seem to be getting what we were looking for. But now we're bumping against the 830 open. I want to see a close below or this messy structure. Why is this messy? Because we had two bearish fair value gaps, and if price is behaving nicely, we do not disrespect it, we do not close above it, but we've been kind of doing that the entire day here with the 2022 model that I shared on Discord this morning. Basically, the entry came in at 520, played out nicely, hit all my targets. Right now I'm looking for the continuation, but yeah, we have these fair value gaps, but they are not being respected. And if you've been watching the stream for some time, I've been streaming for the last 3 months, we can count or rely on the precision of ES1, that it's respecting the fair value gaps. If it doesn't, it's always a good call to cut some risk. And that's what I did. And right now, like, we even close above this bearish fair value gap, and now we're back below it. I mean, we can't really trust it. We've been at the same level before and pushed back up. So make sure to not get emotionally involved in that roller coaster that trading sometimes can be. I mean, just set your trade. You entered hopefully with some, for a good reason. So yeah, just stick to it. Walk away, you take profit, and all that is set. At least that's the right thing to do. Let me keep an eye on NQ. So we have potential SMT with NQ as well, because NQ swept this low right here, this little short-term low, while he has once again kept on chopping. If you're in a similar trade and you're starting to chew on your fingernails, or I don't know, you should be calm being in a trade as this one. And like we said, we pushed back up. A failure to continue lower. Once more, we had several of them so far. It's 8:45. We've been in this trade basically since 8 AM, so 45 minutes of this roller coaster. Let's see if we get rewarded at the end. Who knows? Right now we could frame both scenarios. I'm starting to think that the likelihood of us continuing lower before we clear the SPY side, they are definitely shrinking, because we failed to continue lower. We open up on the 15 with a bullish volume imbalance. I don't know, probabilities are sinking, I think. That's why I already cut some risk. 1 minute is crap right here, like, you cannot trade this. Better to stay away from it. The 5 minute is still acceptable, but also kind of ugly. What we could see here is a fractal head and shoulders setup, but no, don't want to get down that rabbit hole. And once again, we're back. We had a nice wick rejection. We might get another one. This is almost starting to get funny for me. This is hilarious. Check out NQ. Similar story. Look at all these perfect close and opens right here, and all the wicks to the downside. Still not good enough confirmation for me to also close the second contract that I'm in with. I already cut off some risk. I can afford to lose these 250 on that 150k account. I'm up 3 grand in profit. So let's see. And there goes the midnight level. So overall, even though it's very choppy, a long of this inversion fair value gap or this inversion fair value gap still seems to be playing out. If we close above, I'm out of this position as well. We have 2 more minutes on this candle. Otherwise, I'm going to be stopped out if we break above it earlier or before that. Check the 1 minute. Look at all these equal lows. All we do is clear buy side, but we never really cleared sell side. Equal highs, cleared high, cleared. And what do? We leave behind equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, and more equal lows. So if that's not a pattern, I don't know what is, to be honest. But price might want to revisit these levels at the New York Open. And if I'm gonna get stopped out, there's no more trades for me on this account until New York. Everyone's able to access the stream, and there we go.
Stop filled.
Stopped out. So we see that once we closed above it, we actually used all this messy area as support to deliver into buy side. So let's see what price wants to do now. Finally, having decided for a direction, it's 850. We have a 5-minute bearish fair value gap right here and a 15-minute bearish fair value gap as well. So that's nice. We open up again with a new bullish volume imbalance. Volume imbalance right here. A bearish fair value gap. And a bearish fair value gap right here as well. Now we are above the 50% of our current range. We have orders juicy sell side below. Doubt that we continue lower. I'm certainly gonna wait for the new hourly candle before I do anything else. On the hour, we almost remember at the beginning of 8 AM we said hourly is pretty bearish. And then the hourly said, nah, we cleared the hourly low right here. But we didn't clear the 2 AM low, which is why I still kept on holding to my short bias. But I was proven wrong, and it's still fine. Risk management wise, doing okay for the day as of right now. Let me check the balance here quickly. Now I do that in Trade-O-Weight itself. Apex 14. So now we're above the 830 and above the midnight level. New hourly candle. I want to try one contract. It's not gonna hurt me too bad. And I'm getting out if I see confirmation, but we closed above the midnight and the VWAP. Reason to believe that we could continue higher. We also have relative equal high buy side here. The overall bias for me on the higher time frame is bullish as well. So Let's see. I'm also just gonna prepare Euro USD. I'm testing something on there, and yeah, so you will see me doing that on stream, but that's fine. Not worried about that. For our time frame,
order filled.
Looks like we got filled. Let's see if we immediately reject. That would be hilarious. We broke this high. Test. Premium discount. And dropping down to the 15. Something's not wrong, not right here. Is this chart inverted? No. Anyway, should be fine. All right, let's get back to our trade right here. So now it's a new hourly candle, 9 a.m. Just opened up with a bearish volume imbalance. Let's see if the VWAP can offer some support. We now have a bullish fair value gap. Let's see what this hourly candle wants to, or where it wants to take price. This is me just testing order flow. 1 hour time frame, we have a tiny little bearish fair value gap. If we close below this, I'm out of this little feeling trade. Now that we have swept internal buy side, reacted off a PD array in premium, or whatever you want to call it, above the 50% of our entire dealing range for today. This could be all that price wanted to do, above the 50%, to continue to deliver lower now. So let's see how that turns out. Mm, 3 minutes before this candle is going to close. Nice, we're rejecting of our inversion. 9 a.m., 30 minutes until the New York Open, 15-minute candle open up, bearish volume imbalance, retest of this volume imbalance, rejected of a higher bearish fair value gap. Close above the midnight. Well, it's at the 50%, so hard to tell what price is going to do. That's why I'm in a feeler trade, only with one mini contract, to get a feel. Here we have this double volume imbalance. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Let's extend all this stuff out here. If this candle is closing below the midnight or the fair value gap, I'm gonna be out. $8.30 open, that's the midnight level in case you're wondering. The 2022 model played out perfectly, like, you cannot complain about that. Up here, but it was back then. I want to see what price is going to do. If it wants to leave these equal lows behind to run out more buy side. Was this enough for price to continue lower, to sweep these equal highs right here? Check the 1 minute time frame. Still holding this bullish fair value gap right here inside a bearish one right now. But like I said, we have all these equal lows, which leads me to believe that it's 50-50 right now. You can't really save anything. Nothing's for sure. And we likely have to wait until New York Open. I'm out. I don't like that. Close back below midnight, open with a new bearish volume imbalance. Screw that. Even though we are still inside our bullish fair value gap, doesn't matter.
Order filled.
What order has been filled? No order. Take a look at NQ here real quick. NQ didn't even break above this high and still struggling to push up higher. So for me, I'm just going back to watching price. It could do whatever, I don't care. I'm not going to engage here. They're playing with everyone that's trying to engage here. I'm going to fill up my water bottle. I will be back in a couple of minutes. So until then. mic again. And yet, so far, still messy delivery. Gonna wait for 9:30 to tell us what price wants to do here. Take a quick look at NQ. There it goes. So it's nice to see that bullish order flow is still being respected. It's just very choppy delivery with all these volume imbalances, which led me to close out this trade a little bit too early. It's okay. We live with that. So let's see how bullish price is here. If it can close above all this, we have 1 minute to go. It's our highest premium or bearish fair value gap before we hit buy side. Yeah, ICT is saying a lot of things. Benchy, I do only what works for me, and over a long period of trial and error, this is what worked for me. CE or not CE, it's enough to close. So yeah, but I found that sometimes, even if it's close, I cut risk there. I do not cut the entire position at this point in time, but yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, really, all this is okay. So we closed above here, but we're too close to the New York Open for me to engage. It's 9:15. Just gonna be waiting now until the New York Open. Bum, 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 bum. So we already tapped the inversion fair value gap. If we continue to deliver higher, be nice. It is 3:16, so we have 14 more minutes until the New York Open. Gonna be right here. We do not have news on the calendar today, so that's something nice. Check out NQ if NQ is following here. NQ is still not above this high. So relatively speaking, NQ is being held up here, but NQ swept the London session low. So that's something nice we have. bullish SMT divergence here on NQ and only NQ swept, while ES did not. Does anyone have some questions also on YouTube? I'm gonna open the YouTube chat now. Feel free to ask me. Mm-mm-mm. 嗯嗯嗯嗯。 Let's wait for this candle close, because we could get a new bullish fair value gap with that. This is our current dealing range for the trading day. London high, 8 AM, London session low. We're above 50%. $9.20, 10 more minutes until New York opens up. Let me check the YouTube live stream if we have some questions. My narrative for the New York AM session. So overall, good question. If we go to the daily, I spoke about that in my weekly outlook. I'm really looking for a upside expansion throughout this week, and so far we've been getting exactly that. We have buy side liquidity above all these highs and our daily bearish fair value gap, because Monday, for a bank holiday, I know stock market hours and all that was as usual, so no differences there. I did not know that on Sunday, but overall I have a bullish bias. For this specific New York session, might be a little bit harder to tell. Yesterday was pretty simple, but I mean, if we look at the 4-hour candles right now, this is the entire daily candle. Not really telling us much. Like by 6 AM yesterday, we already saw a strong push into our new week opening gap. It's 6 AM now, and we still have no clue where it's gonna go. The next buy side, if I turn my drawings back on, be right here, this daily high. I have that labeled on my chart, and then this buy side before we reach our daily bearish fair value gap. That's really what I'm looking for, and I will see how I can engage with price action. If we check the hourly time frame, you can see on the hourly we close back above midnight. We're back above our hourly bearish fair value gap. Unfortunately, we didn't sweep, but we have SMT with NQ, so this gives me a reason to believe that we want to continue higher at the New York Open. And for the AM session, really, right now I don't like to engage because of all these equal lows that we have left behind on our way to the upside. I think it bears the potential for a quick run on stops, maybe a fake out Judas swing to the downside before continuing back up. but I could be wrong about that. So far, all we did looks... We swept the previous day's high during Asia. After sweeping buy side, reverse into sell side. After taking sell side, we do not wait a long time. We immediately push back up into buy side. And once we cleared buy side, we move all the way back to sell side. We didn't sweep here. We have equal lows left behind. So yeah, tough one. It's only small losses for me starting from 8 a.m. I tried to get short for a continuation lower. That didn't play out. And biggest win for me today was the 2022 model right here with our market structure shift. Bearish fair value gap didn't stop me out. I was lucky here, missed my stop loss by 1 tick and it hit all my profit targets. I shared that trade. I think price will spike up for a quick stop run and then drop to the 15-minute fair value gap below the relative equal lows. But for the day, my bias is bullish as well. Yeah, right now it's not really, we're not in a trending environment. I mean, yes, maybe on a lower time frame, but overall, we're not trending in any direction. We haven't swept the London low on ES yet. We did on NQ, but NQ is also failing to push up higher ahead of the New York Open. So if we get a fake pump up, sweep some buy side, yeah, maybe. But right now it's really not easy to tell in which direction we're gonna go. And if it's not that easy, we are going to simply wait and see what price wants to do. We have some sort of trendline liquidity, which is most of the time run out very quickly. Because all we did right here was clearing buy side. We talked about that. We have equal highs, we clear buy side, and all we did the entire time was leaving behind equal lows and higher lows. So this could be engineered liquidity for a quick drop down during the New York AM session. But it also could be completely the opposite. So there's no good way to tell what price is going to do at this point in time. We just ignored this bullish fair value gap right here and closed below it. Closed right on the midnight level. Pushing back up, we could use that as inversion, but right now all we see is that fair value gaps and premium discount levels are not being respected properly at all. So I'm not going to engage. It's as simple as that. We have 4 more minutes until the New York Open. Hmm. One hour. Yeah, job. We want to see at New York Open if we can identify a clear trend, and if we can, we look forward to engage. But if not, I'm happy to not take another trade. So we push back away from the New York Open level right here at 4373. 2.5 minutes until the New York Open. If you're in a position right now, I hope it's a good position with good risk management. Gun to my head, what do I think is going to happen at the Open? Well, with this momentum to the upside, maybe we run out these equal highs. Let's check out NQ. Can see how NQ has been, kept in a box down here, while ES is almost up here, relatively speaking. So this offers potential for a pump on NQ. But yeah, I'm gonna be sitting on my hands most of the time. That's the best thing to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But looks like a nice push. Still, I don't like that we do not respect any of the BD arrays. Not at all. Today, at least. The last one we respected were these inversions and this bullish fair value gap. Yeah. Swept equal highs. 40 seconds until the New York Open. We can already see volatility is kicking in. $15 seconds to go until New York opens up. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Let's see if we can push to the upside on both ES and NQ. NQ seems to be leading. Keep in mind, NQ swept the sell side while ES didn't. I'm just gonna set an alert for NQ at the high. And at the low. Don't want to watch it during the New York session. 1 minute time frame. We swept these equal highs and started to displace with all that sell side below. We closed below the midnight, and VWAP. But we didn't sweep external, we only repriced into our bearish fair value gap up here, so I'm still hesitant on engaging immediate rebalance. I was tempted to try to short this, but even if it plays out, I right now don't want to be involved. Bum bum. And where did we keep on holding once more? This bullish fair value gap. Right now, we're barcoding. We're going sideways. So we want to see a nice push above this bearish fair value gap, maybe an inversion, and then jump on along. But right now, it's telling us to stay away. Or at least me. 1 minute time frame. We leave behind more equal lows. Swept the equal highs, putting in place new equal highs with that New York Open. It's a consequent encouragement of this bearish fair value gap. Check the 5 minute here quickly. So we push through. Nice. But we want to see the 5 minute close above. Oh, terrible fill. Lag. Let's see if I already stopped out here. That didn't play.
Order filled. Stop filled.
Thanks, Wait for telling me. We might just continue to chop. Maybe I didn't give the trade enough room to breathe. Looks like it. But I'm looking at this 930 candle here on a 1 minute time frame as some sort of an order block. We sweep sell side, we displace back to the upside, and now we would expect it to hold support. But we don't have any fair value gaps to work with, which is making it really hard. On the 5 minute, we also just closed the 930 candle as a doji. 15 minute time frame, doji. Swept the previous 15 minute high and low, still indecisive. Take a quick look at NQ here. Enough. Buy side, sell side, buy side. If we sweep sell side one more time, I would prefer this order block to stay in place, even though it's not a major one. Internal, everything's internal right now. Still barcoding in this area. Yeah, wicks upper and lower, but yeah, still. Hit the Viva one more time. Let's see. Volume imbalances. Nothing has been respected so far. Choppy open. But we are trying to...
Another bearish volume imbalance.
Nothing so far.
Did we run this high? Let's see. Nope, equal highs.
We kind of saw that coming here. But still, let's sit and watch until we get a confirmation or a direction. So far, yeah, it's just chopping, chopping, chopping. Next 5-minute candle closed inside the previous 5-minute range. Not much that we can do right now. There we go. We seem to be getting a drop. But we have these equal highs above. Trying to get short off the midnight level. My stop loss is going to be above here.
Order filled.
But seems like price is not
Stop filled.
willing to respect anything, alright? And I think that might be enough drawdown for me today. Down 350, 400 bucks on the 150k account. So I'm going to be stopping trading now. I'm not really interested in what price is going to do. It doesn't behave the way I want to. So that's part of my risk management, to actually stop trading when it's not going in my favor. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. I'm not interested sitting through this. There's no point. And yeah.
Yeah, no, not much to talk about here this morning, fellas.
Watching, guys.
I think this is
Take
pretty
care,
self-explanatory
and make sure
here. This
to
price
not
action is
blow
just
your account
up, down.
on a trade like that.
And that's why I kind of mentioned yesterday, knowing when not really to be interested in the market is just as important as looking for a trade itself. Like if you were in here trying to pull the trigger this morning, right, you're getting chopped. Absolute chopped.
Looks like that. I gave away the amount of drawdown.
Or even if you're still in a trade, right, and you're not stopped, but you're just waiting here, sitting here.
Far, like,
but that's that mental capital that we talk about.
Inside the range. Not interested. Alright guys, thanks very much. I will be streaming again tomorrow. Maybe we have
gambling, yep, as he says.
Day like we did on Monday. Bye.